Welcome back, pro wrestling fans. Welcome back, IWC. It's me. It's me. It's the G.O.C. coming to you live to tape, 25 feet below the surface of the earth. Wait a minute. We haven't done this in a while, but it still applies. I'm live, but I am taping this at the same time. What a dilemma. Fuck it. You guys get the idea. Welcome to Chaos Corner on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel for today, this date in pro wrestling history for December 20th. Kick back and relax. It's going to be a short version here on Chaos Corner. Not a lot of news and notes for December 20th, but I'm glad you guys are here. Follow me on all social media platforms. Here, as I said, on Guardian of Chaos, the YouTube channel. On X, aka Twitter, it's at Big Daddy G.O.C. And the G.O.C. stands for the Guardian of Chaos. On Instagram, it's the Guardian of Chaos. On Facebook, there's 2 accounts. That's right, there's 2. J Brony, just like it sounds, J Brony. For all you jabronis and geeks and dweebs and nerds and goofballs and goons out there, no offense, man. Kayfabe, it's a joke. Lighten up. And of course, in honor of my heritage, Prodigio Fidelis El Guardian. Follow me on Gitter, Gab, Truth Social, and soon to be live on Rumble. You're not going to want to miss it. One man, unique, unedited, unscripted, raw dog for you, the fans. So grab a snack, a beverage, brunch, if you will, and kick back and relax for Chaos Corner. I'll say that to say this because I tell it like it is. We're going to hop off all the other social media platforms. Meet me back here on YouTube. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, email me, inbox me, do something for crying out loud. Don't you dare miss it. All right, fans, a big shout out to our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ to get things started. Without him, none of this would be possible. And for you, the fans, if he's for us, nobody else can be against us. Live in faith, not in fear, in the insanity of 2023 and what's going on in this world heading into 2024. Let's stay positive, mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually, and enjoy the birth of Christ and the Christmas season with your family and friends. Stay close, situational awareness, as I always say. And we have a abbreviated version today because, to be quite honest, there's not a lot going on in the IWC and today, this date in pro wrestling history, for December 20th. That's right, December 20th, 2023. I got a little iced tea with ginseng in it. Talk about bing, bing, bing. Much love and respect, and I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Go to the community page. You'll get all the updates there from the G.O.C. And, of course, I'm live and in real time, especially on Twitter, a.k.a. X. Well, I'll upload this afternoon, and you'll be able to see it. And also, and I'll refer to it later at the end of the show, a big night tonight in AEW for the Continental Classic. Stand by. And enjoy the sounds of Mother Nature here on Chaos Corner. All right, fans, let's get right down to brass tacks. My over 50 years of experience as a scout, an agent, a producer, a researcher, a historian, a smark, a fan, a mark. That's right, I said it, a mark, and I'm proud of it. And my over 3 decades of being a pro wrestling manager, from pillar to post, coast to coast, and border to border, who got in the ring and took the fucking bumps. How about that? Put that in your pipe and smoke it. No offense, I don't really mean to cuss. It just happens sometimes. It's part of the character and a part of me. I bring you into my home. And if you don't like it, you can change the fucking channel. There, I did it again. I swore again. My apologies. Let's get down to brass tacks. School is in session for this date in pro wrestling history, December 20th, 1951. Bob Orton Sr., that's right, the grandfather of the Viper Randy Orton, defeats Alo Leilani in Kansas City, Missouri for the NWA Central States Heavyweight title. December 20th, we'll fast forward in the time machine, 1985. The Cobra defeats Gama Singh in Calgary, Alberta, Canada to win the Stampede British Commonwealth mid-heavyweight title for the second time. December 20th, 1994. You see, we're fast-forwarding through time here on the time machine, in the time machine with the G.O.C. We went from 1951 to 1985 and now 1994 while we're in 2023. Ricky Fuji defeats the great Sasuke to win the FMW Independent World Junior Heavyweight title in Nagoya, Japan. Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato. From the Chaos-san. And of course, we're going to get interrupted by this bitch, Alexa. Alexa, play Tropical Thunderstorm sounds for my fans. That's for you guys.
Rain Sounds and Tropical Thunderstorm for Deep Sleep by Big Sound.
Why is she interrupting
Rain
us?
Sounds Nature Collection.
I don't know
Weather
why.
Factory is not
I don't
available
like
for
her.
streaming. Here's a mix based on that song on Amazon Music.
Can you understand it? Now somebody's turned on the water faucet. Do you see what happens here when you rely on technology? I really don't like her. It's not raining out. It may be only in the mid to upper 30s here in the greater New England tri-state northeast area, but it's bright and sunny out anyway. All right, let's get back to what we were talking about. December 20th, 1996. The Eliminators, Perry Saturn and John Cronus, defeat the Gangstas, consisting of New Jack and Mustafa, in Middletown, New York, to become the two-time ECW Tag Team Champions. December 20th, 1997. Hayabusa, Masato Tanaka, and Hisakatsu Oya defeat Atsushi Onita, Kuroda, and Hito to win the FMW, Frontier Martial Arts Wrestling, World Street Fight six-man tag team titles in Osaka, Japan. Once again, before we were so rudely interrupted by Alexa, lower the volume. She really is listening to us all the time. Konnichiwa, bitches. Arigato. From the Chaos-san, before I was so rudely interrupted by technology, which I cannot stand. We're almost at that 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 watch hours so we can go live and I don't have to deal with any of this bullshit. I'm on a roll today, huh? I must be butter because I'm on a roll. That's so corny. You can butter it. I'll see you around like a donut. Ah! I get it. It's a knee slapper. I'm just trying to get into the spirit in this season to bring some levity and comedy here to the show today because I don't have a lot to talk about. Bear with me. December 20th, 2002. MLW King of Kings in Fort Lauderdale, Florida at the War Memorial Auditorium. Here's the card. Norman Smiley versus Hack Myers ends in a no contest. Easy Money and Julio De Niro defeat Nosawa and Takimura. Steve Williams and PJ Friedman defeat Mike Sanders and Jimmy Yang. The future Jimmy Yang Wang, Jimmy Wang Yang, I don't know, something like that. C.W. Anderson and Simon Diamond defeat the SATs. Sabu defeats La Parka. Mike Awesome goes over on Jerry Lynn. Steve Corino defeats Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes in a three-way match. Talk about giving Corino the rub. The king of old school, whatever he called himself, a hardcore talent guy. Imagine defeating Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes in a three-way. Talk about the rub. Wow, Steve Corino. Also, MLW champion Satoshi Kojima defeats Vampiro. Back into the time machine here at Chaos Corner. December 20th, 2003. The WWE, WWF if you will, Christmas from Baghdad at Camp Victory in Baghdad, Iraq. And of course we know the show was later renamed as the first tribute to the troops, which the WWE just had a week or so ago. On that card, John Cena defeats The Big Show. Eddie Guerrero goes over on Chris Benoit. Rikishi defeats Rhino. The Acolytes defeat Charlie Haas and Shelton Benjamin And if you remember, Vince McMahon receives a Stone Cold Stunner from Stone Cold Santa Claus Steve Austin. What a moment that was for the troops. Big shout out and much respect to our men and women across the globe, our military and our armed forces. Got to salute the men and women that have served this country and paved the way for the life that we live. So big shout out to our military. You never know what's going to happen here in 2023, especially with what's going on in current day, being invaded by the borders here in America, the United States of America. The wars over in Israel, Gaza, Palestine, Ukraine, Russia. Who knows what's going to happen with China and Taiwan? Who knows about North Korea? Who knows about South America? And currently, as I said, I don't want to be too political on here or too religious. Those are two things that you don't try to get into. I try to bring you my motivation and passion and levity to be a much needed distraction, not only for me, but for you, the fans. But it does come up. If you can't talk about current day or current products in the current time, I don't know what the heck you're doing. It's relatable, and that's what I'm here for, to make it relatable to you guys. Back into the time machine, December 20th, 2009. TNA's final resolution at the Impact Zone in Orlando. Is it distracting? Does it feel like you have to go to the bathroom with the sounds in the background? AJ Styles defeats Christopher Daniels to retain the TNA Heavyweight Championship. On that same card, the British Invasion, Brutus Magnus and Doug Williams, defeat the Motor City Machine Guns of Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin to retain the TNA Tag Team titles. Fast forward in the time machine here at Chaos Corner. December 20th, 2016. WWE SmackDown, where AJ Styles, speaking of AJ Styles, gets his revenge for the recent humiliations at the hands of James Ellsworth and his cohort, Dean Ambrose, aka Jon Moxley, by defeating Ellsworth to retain the WWE Championship. Who knew Chin Boy, no disrespect, Ellsworth, it's a work, man, kayfabe, would get a shot at the WWE title as a jobber. No disrespect, as I said. Kudos for Ellsworth for getting a little rub there in 2016 for the WWE. Back into the time machine. December 20th, 2020. The WWE TLC pay-per-view. Randy Orton defeats The Fiend, a.k.a. Bray Wyatt, rest in peace, Wyndham Rotunda, in a Firefly Inferno match where the Viper actually set the, no pun intended, lifeless body of the Fiend on fire in a shocking moment at the pay-per-view. Now we know what's going on to happen to Bray Wyatt. Rest in peace as he passed away. And kudos to the WWE for giving the memory and the family of Bray Wyatt, Wyndham Rotunda, a WWE Legends contract. Say what you want about the big corporation in the shadows of Titan Towers, as we are here at Chaos Corner. They do, for the most part, whether it's a wellness policy and so on and so forth, to something like a Legends contract, try to take care of their own. Now, should they do it more for the old-timers and the veterans who need certain medical issues and things like that? Yeah, I agree. It's a billion-dollar corporation. But that was just 3 years ago in that Firefly Fire Funhouse match, whatever you want to call it. What a shocking moment that was. And then to only lose Wyndham Rotunda not that much longer afterwards. So rest in peace and kudos to the WWE for paying tribute to Wyndham Rotunda and his amazing family. We go forward to go back and back to go forward. December 20th, 1986. The WWF Superstars show, which was, let's face it, which was one of the classic legendary TV shows in the WWF for quite some time. Lighthearted, still professional wrestling, filled with legends, skits, vignettes. WWF Superstars in 1986 was hosted by Vince McMahon, the living legend Bruno Sammartino, and Jesse the Body Ventura all in the booth at the same time. On that show in 1986, Cowboy Bob Orton and Don Morocco go to a double disqualification versus the Islanders to start off that legendary feud. The Honky Tonk Man, that's right, the Honky Tonk Man, Wayne Ferris, debuts his new manager, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart. An unbelievable Piper's Pit segment with the Hart Foundation. Alexa, stop interrupting me and play Tropical Thunderstorm sounds for my fans, please. Tropical Thunderstorm sounds, Alexa.
I'm having trouble hearing. Can you say that again?
Are you listening to this, guys? Do you see what's going on here at Chaos Corner? Alexa, play Tropical Thunderstorm sounds. What's going on here? Don't think that they're not listening, because they are. This proves it. She's communicating with me here on YouTube. On this date in pro wrestling history. You can't make this stuff up. This is why you guys are here, and this is where the whole concept of live to tape comes into play. I'm live, but I'm taping at the same time. Back to December 20th, 1986. WWF Superstars. What an unbelievable show. Also on that show, besides Piper's Pit, Honky Tonk Man, the incredible Mean Gene Okerlund, you also had Kamala, King Kong Bundy, Butch Reed. Fans, you're missing the boat if you missed those Saturday morning shows for WWF Wrestling Superstars on this date in pro wrestling history. Again, we go forward to go back and back to go forward. December 20th, 1985. If you're in the holiday spirit, which we are, seeing that Christmas is in a few days, go check out the segment of Tuesday Night Titans. Another unbelievable skits, venues, in the studio, promos, in the golden era of pro wrestling, whether it was Saturday night's main event, WWF Superstars, primetime wrestling, Tuesday Night Titans, a talk show, variety show type program, kind of like here on Chaos Corner. December 20th, 1985, on TNT, the episode with Rowdy Roddy Piper experiencing his own version of A Christmas Carol. It's available on YouTube. Go out and check it out, fans. It's unbelievable. We know Piper, a true legend, one of the best to ever do it. Also, I failed to mention this yesterday. I don't know how it slipped by me, because he's a member in the same Hall of Fame that I'm in, and that would be the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, and that would be one Mean Gene Okerlund. Yesterday, on this date in pro wrestling history for December 19th, seeing that we're here on December 20th, was Mean Gene's birthday. Now, we know Gene was born on December 19th, 1942, and passed away on January 2nd, 2019. Mean Gene went into the Hall of Fame for the WWE in 2006. And again, as I said, perhaps the best interviewer ever. A true, true legend. And again, in the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, I believe it was the class of 2014 or 2015, I'm not sure. You know, I was inducted in the class of 2019. The year before, our head trainer at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Pretty Paul Roma, Four Horsemen, Power and Glory, Young Stallions, Pretty Wonderful, was inducted into the class of 2018 New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame. And then, of course, there's the owner of Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling, Mr. Mario Mancini, in the WWF from 84 to 92. The youngest wrestler in the WWF at the time was also inducted into the New England Pro Wrestling Hall of Fame, I believe the class of 2015, if I'm not mistaken. So how about that? Let that marinate. And we'll end it out here as we're almost 20 minutes in. Again, this is the quickest show in history. Whether you're here for 20 minutes, a half an hour, or 45 minutes to an hour. This is the fastest show in the IWC for what I do. Tonight, AEW, December 20th, 2023. It's the 5th week of the Continental Classic. Semi-final implications tonight. We know next week will be the finals in Orlando. Let's run down the Blue League and the Gold League as we speak. In the Blue League, Bryan Danielson is on top with 9 points, along with Andrade El Idolo. No me joda maricón, muévete culo pendejo. No offense, they nada, man. It's a work. I'm kidding, man. Kayfabe. Danielson and Andrade both have 9 points and are at the top of the blue league. Danielson has beaten Brody King, Daniel Garcia, and Eddie Kingston in the tournament. Andrade has defeated Bryan Danielson, Brody King, and Daniel Garcia in the tournament. Next is Brody King, who's no Bruiser Brody, no matter how much he tries to imitate it. He has 6 points. He's defeated Claudio Castagnoli and Eddie Kingston in the tournament. Then there's Claudio Castagnoli himself, also tied with Brody King for 6 points. He's defeated Andrade El Idolo and Daniel Garcia. Eddie Kingston in the blue league also has 6 points. He's defeated Claudio Castagnoli and Daniel Garcia. And then there's Daniel Garcia, who has Zippo, who's persona non grata right now. So the standings currently in the blue league for AEW the Continental Classic, Danielson and Andrade with 9 points. Brody King, Claudio Castagnoli, and Eddie Kingston in a logjam, all with 6 points, and Daniel Garcia left holding the bag. Let's go over to the Gold League. In the Gold League, and he's already clinched a spot, I believe, in the finals with 12 points, and that would be one Jon Moxley. At 9 points, Shane Swerve Strickland. Also at 9 points in the Gold League is Jay White, the Switchblade. At 6 points is Roosh. And Jay Lethal and Mark Briscoe, both persona non grata, not on the board with the big fat donut hole at 0. What a disgrace that is. Talk about being jobbed out and being buried and providing great matches and 2 legendary talents. That's just my opinion. Moxley has defeated in the tournament Swerve Strickland, Roosh, Jay Lethal, and Mark Briscoe. Swerve has defeated Mark Briscoe, Jay Lethal, and Jay White. Jay White has defeated Roosh, Jay Lethal, and Mark Briscoe. Roosh has defeated Mark Briscoe and Jay Lethal, and of course Lethal and Mark Briscoe have no victories, along with Garcia in the Blue League, who has no victories. So once again, Moxley with 12 points. A little log jam between Swerve and the Switchblade with 9 points, Roosh with 6, and then Lethal and Briscoe. Did I say Briscoe? You know what Bully Ray said to me years ago. Give the Guardian of Chaos 5 spots. He'll fuck up for him. I consider that to be a compliment coming from Bully Ray. I don't care what anybody says. Tonight's matches on AEW Dynamite, AEW Continental Classic. Again, semifinal implications leading into the finals next week in Orlando. I don't know what impact this has on Wrestle Dream on December 30th, the end of the month. We're only a week or so away. Tonight, Jon Moxley with 12 points goes up against Jay White with 9 points. Jay Lethal battles Mark Briscoe in the battle of the Zippos, the Big Zeros, to see who can get their first victory, or maybe it goes to a draw. So it's kind of a match with no implications in the Continental Classic. Also, tonight in another big bout, Swerve Strickland with 9 points goes up against Roosh with 6 points. So some big matches tonight in the Gold League. And then obviously on Rampage and Collision, there will be more matches in the Blue League. So that's what you have for this date in pro wrestling history. And of course, to be current, because I cover everything from the WWE to AEW to TNA Impact to New Japan to Ring of Honor, the NWA, MLW. There isn't anything I don't cover, including my home at Paradise Alley Pro Wrestling. So tonight will be hopefully some more decent bouts. The Continental Classic has been solid. We know what's going on in the WWE. They have the momentum right now. Whether it's Gunther, Walter, Seth Rollins, CM Punk, Roman Reigns is back. The Viper is back. There's a lot going on. So let's see what happens going into Christmas this weekend and the matches tonight. You got Dynamite tonight. SmackDown, I believe, is taped Friday. I'm sure Rampage is taped for Friday. I'm not sure if Collision is live or not. So we have a lot going on in the IWC. So fans, again, I'm sorry about the technical difficulties with that psycho technical AI bitch. Alexa, I gotta say it quiet. She heard me. Do you see how she heard me? Alexa, off. I'm just gonna shut you off. You're persona non grata. That's what I did here on Chaos Corner. Alexa has been thrown out of the booth, has been kicked out of the building, is now barred from this episode of Chaos Corner. El Silencio. Isn't that nice? Silence. And you get to hear the golden smog of the Guardian of Chaos. I'm going to take another little sip of my beverage. Much love and respect, as I always say. I can't thank you guys enough for being here. Again, a shorter version, a shorter episode, not a lot going on in this date in pro wrestling history, but it'll be a decent solid tonight for AEW Dynamite. And don't forget, the channels that I moderate for, if you want to catch me live, the number one fucking podcast on YouTube, and that's JD and Off the Script. And of course, his co-hosts, Ticket Drew, Andrew Baydala, and then my boy, the Chi-Town Smark, Heel Jesse. And you know that I also work and moderate for the unbelievable OG of podcasts in the IWC, and especially with the sit down, that would be one Don Tony, who's back with his old partner and old buddy, even doing retro reviews, and that would be the one and only Kevin Castle. The DT and KC show is back. And of course, a big shout out and props to my buddies, Hollywood and Comic Book Bob, along with Here's Johnny over on the Wrestling Council. My old standby over on PWZ and WON Sports, and that would be the Professor Rick Del Santo. And now you know my love of pro wrestling and my passion of Major League Baseball. I've just been brought on board by my buddy Tyler Wardy, NYM, over on YouTube, an unbelievable star, rising star that covers the New York Mets and the Metropolitans from pillar to post, coast to coast, and border to border, as I always say. So catch me on those other channels. Follow me on all social media platforms, and let's have some fun. Stay safe, stay aware, and once again, Merry Christmas. I'll be back. I'm not going anywhere. I told you I'm probably going to be here all week heading into Christmas. Don't you dare miss it.